Okay, so we're going to brew a pot of coffee. We'll start with some boiled water. I'm going to fill it up just past or just about to this top line of the pot. I've had bad results if I go much higher. I don't know if there's any science to that, but that's just where I go. If you try to heat it completely on the stove, it just takes a really long time. So if you can get a warmer like that, it's a lot nicer. But then I've got this snazzy burner, so put the coffee there, and then for us, we use these little glass bowls to measure out our amount of coffee. And for a full pot, this says it's 3/4 of a cup. We go almost to 3/4. Laura fills it. So about 3/4 of a cup seems to work for us. We use a medium grind. And then it can be kind of tricky getting it into the bowl from our little cup. So we took a paper cup and just cut it up to make kind of a funnel. That's optional. And so we put that doodad on there right away. Make sure it's got a good seal, because that's your most important thing, is that you have a good vacuum seal here. Otherwise, it's going to spit out the pressure out the sides, and there won't be enough vacuum left to pull the fluid back down. Okay, in the first half, we got to the point where it was all boiling up, I think, and then the cell phone we're recording on went into screensaver. I thought it was still recording, which it was, but it turned the whole screen black. So we're going to start over at this point with the grounds from our last pot of coffee up here. So they're damp to start with, but so right now it's in its boiling up level phase, whatever that is. got it set so it won't now. Alright, so once it's boiled up, I like to give it a little stir. I like to keep it up here for about, I don't know, 20 or 30 seconds, maybe as much as a minute. Some of the pots came with copper that goes on it to keep it from boiling over. We've never had a real problem with it boiling out of the top of it, so that hasn't been too much. Sometimes I'll turn off the heat and let it sit on the burner for a few seconds there. At this point, it's good to check and make sure you don't have any leaks around the edge here, like you might see some water bubbling up or something, and that would let you know that you've got a bad vacuum. If you don't have a good seal there, it's not going to suck the fluid back down. Sometimes I feel like you've taken out the heat too soon, and it's not created a good vacuum as well. So, it's been on there for about a minute or so. Pull it off. Laura and I like to hold it up a few seconds, let it stop boiling in the lower bowl. And you'll probably see a little bit of it come down pretty quickly. It all depends on just a variety of factors. Your grind, how good your seal was. This one's aggressive, it's going down super quick. From here to here. That was awesome. That was a nice violent. So if your coffee hangs up midway through, if it stays up here and seems to stop, it's going to be really tough to separate the bowls because there's still a vacuum seal. It's just something happened with your coffee grounds that's preventing the water from getting back down. But your lower bowl is still going to be sucking on the upper bowl. And I've broken a couple pots trying to get them loosened. Your best bet in that situation, I think, is trying to work with the grounds or work with the filter to loosen it up, or just giving it time so the whole thing cools down, that you can try to separate it then. If you get too impatient with it, you're probably going to break it. So that's a real warning. Things to watch for here: you've got a new pot, so you haven't tested it yet. It's possible that this rubber ring is going to melt onto the inside of the lower bowl. We've had a few do that. Don't really know, what causes it. I thought that this rubber ring wasn't very good because it fits very loosely on here, but it's turned out to be a great seal. In fact, I'm using two different coffee pots here. This top one I think is a Silex, and the bottom is a Cori. Your pot looks like a Cori. This is a Cori DRL. So when you pull it off, I like to not just pull straight up, but I tip it a little bit to try to break that seal, and loosen it from that top rim of the lower bowl.